This is the plaintiff, Shawanda Joseph. She says her twin granddaughters were walking her dog, and the defendant's vicious beast attacked and killed her poor little dog, Roman. Her dog didn't survive. His death is on the defendant, and this guy must pay her the $1,831.66 he owes. Because this has been a traumatic experience for everyone involved, so she's suing him. This is the defendant, Gary Badgett. He says his neighbor, the plaintiff, is trying to take advantage of an unfortunate situation and is trying to blow things out of proportion because she's greedy and has dollar signs in her eyes. Owe her all this money, please. He's accused of roughing up Roman.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says her poor dog Roman was viciously killed by the defendant's beast. It was a horrible attack. The defendant is saying that this is an unfortunate situation. The plaintiff's dog was not on a leash, and he owes zero, therefore. It's the case of the fall of Roman.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Ms. Joseph, tell me what happened here.
When he first tried to get in the community, we had interviewed him, and he asked us, because I'm on the board, asked us could he have those kind of dogs, and we told him no. Those dogs are not
What kind of dogs?
permitted. A massive bulldog, I believe he had, and
Okay.
it was not permitted in the community because it's a small community. A couple of weeks later, he had the dog. He had the dog for like a couple of weeks, a couple of months. So the dog went after I had two dogs. One was named Roman and one was named DeVille. His dog went after DeVille, and that's when he bit DeVille in the mouth. I took DeVille to the vet and had DeVille fixed and everything. The second time he came after...
That first time, according to you, is when? In May of 2018?
Yes.
All right. So according to you, he is told not to bring the dog. He brings the dog, and the dog attacks one of your other dogs in May of 2018. Did you call animal control, or do you have a police report to show me about that?
No, I didn't call animal
And I did see that you provided a bill for that day. Do you have the actual doctor's notes that talk about what happened, where I could see that you stay there? Because, what you've sent us is just the invoice with the amount. It doesn't have the doctor's notes that say what happened to the dog. Mr. Badgett, we're going to talk about what happened in this case in just one moment, but according to Ms. Joseph, your dog has gotten out. What kind of dog is this?
He's a bully, a small pit bull, a low
small
rider.
pit bull. How small is your small pit bull?
About 45 pounds. About 45 pounds.
Okay. And your small pit bull is not supposed to be at that place, according to her. They told you couldn't bring your pit bull. And you brought the pit bull anyway?
That's not what happened. Her dogs was always off the leash when she lets them out the door, and they ran up on him. And they always would run up on him, but this one particular time, my dog, he just kind of got a little aggravated with one of them for, attacking him, and he grabbed him up, but they wasn't on a leash. He didn't cause any damage. The dog, went on about his way, and she came out apologizing, saying how sorry she was because the dogs wasn't on a leash. From that moment on, she didn't, talk to me anymore. So then this second incident, I wasn't even out there with the dog. My girl at the time was.
Before you get to the second incident, in the first incident, were you walking your dog in the middle of the road?
Yes, ma'am. On a leash, yes.
Was your dog on a leash? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So now, on this second incident, which is the one in question, her granddaughter, how old are your granddaughters, Ms. Joseph?
I have a set of twins. They're 10 years old now. They just turned
10 years old. So they're
10.
So the twins were walking their dogs, and according to her, your dog got out. Your pit bull got loose. How did your pit bull get loose?
At the time, my girlfriend was letting him out. outside or whatever. She didn't secure him well.
So what happened? The dog accidentally got out?
Yeah, he was off his leash. I wasn't there at the time when it happened. But
well, you
he
were
got
there.
off the
You were
leash.
asleep, right? You were in
Right.
in your house. You were just asleep.
Right,
Okay.
in my house.
Yeah, you were
right.
there. Right.
Yeah.
So how did the dog get out? That's my question.
Like I say, his leash wasn't his collar. Well, his leash wasn't secured to his collar, so some kind of way he wasn't secured all the way, and he got loose, and he was like up under the garage.
Well, he wasn't up under the garage. He went to her dog and killed it. How long had you had the dog, Ms. Joseph?
We had the dog about 6, 7 years. And can I explain something to you, ma'am? On the second event,
Yes.
when this dog came after my dog, when my girls was walking the dog the second time, the dog went after the dog again. He had to go take his water hose and beat his dog down for not attacking or hurting the girl. The girls was all scratched up. Their knees was all scratched up from running in the road. He took his water hose and beat his dog down for not hurting my granddaughters. That was the second time. And then the third time, my dog, that's when he killed the dog. And that's my dog right there.
I'm so sorry, ma'am. When you got to the vet told you there's no saving the dog, and you spent $257.16 in order to cremate the dog, correct?
Yes. They told me
you had told Mr. Badgett when animal control or the police came and talked to you, you said you were going to pay that. What happened? Because you didn't.
Well, at the time when I scheduled a sit down to talk with her, she started switching up, saying that, she wants to have someone sit in and she wants to, start recording me and all this. And I was like, and it just was just becoming too much. And I just was like, hey, if it's all this, we can just, go to the courts, because I don't, want to go back and forth with her. Sitting down with her was just not an option to me. I didn't really have too much conversation.
Well, then just pay the bill. Why didn't you just pay the bill?
And I
mean, in other words, Mr. Badgett. Right, but you didn't pay the bill, Mr. Badgett. You didn't pay the bill.
Yeah.
You didn't. So, you can stand here and say, I was going to pay the bill, but that doesn't make you a good guy. You didn't pay the bill. So you are also suing for, besides that bill, you're suing for $500 for the value of the dog. And your response to that, Mr. Badgett?
Well, I don't know how much a dog is worth, but my dog is worth. He's valuable too. But I got rid of my dog, and I do. I'm sorry for her loss, but I don't feel that I have to pay the $500.
Why not?
Well, because it wasn't on me. I didn't let him out, and it was a tragedy. It was a tragedy. I didn't, have anything to do with that. But I am the owner.
You're responsible. It's your dog. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't have somebody else taking care of your dog while you're asleep that doesn't know how to keep a pit bull in the house. And your answer, when she asked for $500 for her dog, your answer to that part of the complaint was, and I quote, I don't owe them a new dog. Their dog that died was old. And I heard from someone who we both know that the dog was supposed to have been put down a long time ago, but they didn't have the money to do it. I mean, so you don't feel that the dog is worth the $500. All right. Now, you're suing for $1,000, Ms. Joseph, for pain and suffering. Whose pain and suffering are you referring to? Are you referring to your own because your pet died, your grandchildren? Do you have any evidence of what happened to the grandchildren? You said they were all scraped up. Do you have any pictures of that?
No, I don't have the pictures of it.
Okay. So did he really, how did you, when you say you got rid of the dog, how did you get rid of the dog, Mr. Badgett?
No, he didn't get rid of it. We just heard the dog in the garage.
Okay, give me a moment, Ms. Joseph. Mr. Badgett,
Sorry.
how did you, quote, get rid of the dog?
I posted him on Facebook, and one of my Facebook friends came and took him, and they adopted him.
Okay, well, she's hearing the dog barking. Do you have a different dog?
No, I have no other dog here in my home. I don't have the
so
dog
she's just
anymore.
wrong when she says that they hear the
Yeah,
dog barking.
she
That's not true.
this is what she does.
You can talk
Okay.
to my grandkids. My grandkids wouldn't have to lie to you about anything. I got them on there. They here to talk with you. My 10-year-old grandkids is here. When I would call
Let's do
him
it.
and try to
Let me
call
talk to
him,
the 10-year-old grandkids.
come girls, come. Y'all sit there. Come sit, baby. I'm trying to get them my headphone.
Yeah.
Put them in.
Hi,
Hi, my dear. How old are you?
10.
Okay. Do you know the difference between a truth and a lie? Okay. We're going to have you raise your right hand, and you have to answer out loud, not just nodding your head. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
Okay. So what's your name? You can put your hand down. What's your name?
Kalia.
Kalia. You know what we're here talking about, right?
Yes,
Okay. When that happened, I would think that was pretty scary for you, right?
yes.
All right. Can you tell me what happened?
When we were going to walk the dog, we went like past his garage, and then it looked like the dog wasn't on the leash. We think the dog wouldn't do anything. It would just sit there, but then started barking and coming after us. So we had to run into the house, but then it's like I tripped over something, and then I looked back, and then DeVille is already in the house, but then Roman is like limping to the door, and I try to pick him up, but then the dog is still running, and then he stops by our grass. Then it's like he poops on the grass, and then he just stops attacking us after we get out the house.
Okay. How did the attack stop? Do you know? Or were you
No.
inside the house?
We were already
Okay.
inside the house.
All right. When you say you tripped, what happened to you because of the trip?
Well, I just had a little scratch on my knee.
Okay. Let me talk to your sister. Hi.
Hi.
Could I ask you to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. You know the difference between a truth and a lie, right?
Yes.
All right, why don't you tell me what happened that day?
Okay, so it's Wednesday and it was afternoon and we were walking both of our dogs, Roman and DeVille. And we walked past the garage and the dog wasn't on a leash. And the dog came running out of the garage. And basically, me and my sister ran inside and DeVille ran inside. And when I looked back, the big dog had Roman in its mouth doing this. And we picked the
Okay.
dog up, Roman, and we went inside. And when we went inside, we saw the dog poop on our grass. And that's
Okay.
basically what happened.
Okay, darling, thank you very much. I appreciate your testimony and your sisters. Can you get your grandma back up there?
Girls, you did a great job.
They sure did. Right.
Ma'am, can I say one more thing to you?
Sure.
He sent me a letter, told me, like, if I take him to court, what's going to happen, like extortion me, and talking about my grandchildren is going. I have custody of 4 grandkids. All 4 of these are my grandchildren. I have custody of them. Their mothers and fathers nowhere in their life. I had them since they was born. And everybody know I love my grandkids. I would do anything for my grandkids. He told me if I take him to court, what he's going to do, have DCF come out and remove my kids from my house if I take him to court. When I told him
Can I
I would
speak,
meet
Your
with the
Honor?
board member.
Yes, Mr. Badgett, would you like to respond to the allegation that she just made?
Well, like I was saying, I stated with her, I caught her grandsons breaking into cars in the complex. And I did the right thing as a neighbor and to come tell her instead of calling the police and have them arrested. She doesn't like the fact that, that I caught her grandsons breaking into cars. So this whole thing about the dog situation is like sort of like a retaliation.
Did you ever threaten to call DCF? Did you ever threaten to call DCF on the kids, like she said?
Yes, because they're outside at 3 a.m. while she's asleep and doesn't even know it. I had to
10-year-olds?
make them. Yes, these are little boys with hoodies on. I caught them breaking it. I have neighbors and everything to,
Oh, you're not
confirm
talking
all of this.
about the twin girls.
No, she has two grandboys as well. She's not, being
How old are
responsible
they?
watching these kids. They're like
How old
not
are
even
they?
much older than the girls.
My grandson is.
How old
I
are
have
they?
one grandson is 16 and one is 15. When they did that, they was 9 and 8 years old. They went in. They went in his
sad.
car, and
That's very sad.
Wait. I took my kids to him. It was not them. It was all the kids. It was a lot of kids. I took my grandson to him and made my grandson apologize. He even said it on the letter that you brought your grandkids to me and apologize. Yes, I did, because they was wrong.
Where's the letter?
Yes, I took my grandkids to you
Where's
to
the letter?
apologize to you and let them. You said
I don't
that
need
in
to
your
see the
thing.
letter.
You said-
I don't need to see the
You
letter.
said that in here.
I don't need to see the letter. Why are you saying, where's the letter? Where's the letter? You got a bad attitude
Because-
for a guy whose pit bull killed her dog.
No, Judge,
I'm not
listen,
seeing that
I'm-
milk
I'm-
of human kindness.
But Judge,
Especially when you threaten a grandmother, stop talking. When you threaten a woman who has stepped up to the plate in a way that the parents didn't, in order to raise those 4 children in that household with that level of love and care, that she drags them over there to apologize to you when they did something wrong. And the best you can do is reach back 6 years ago to something that they did, and you're threatening her that you're going to call DCF on her. When have you ever
Because
called
they're
the
still
police
doing
because
it.
somebody
They
was
still
roaming?
doing it. They
Excuse
still
me,
doing it.
Mr. Badgett,
No.
show me the police report from when you ever called the police about something
I
legitimate. What
didn't
you were
call the
doing was
police.
threatening her.
I said I
Yeah.
didn't call the police.
No, they're
But you're
still
obviously
doing it.
taking her
They're
side.
15 and
So
16
it's
now.
whatever.
So
Right.
show me how you did that now. Called the police now for what you say they are
didn't-
still doing.
I'm
no,
not here
right?
for that.
Okay.
I'm not here for
No.
that.
Okay, Ms. Joseph, God bless you for the efforts that you are making, because at a time when you ought to be sitting back and enjoying your life,
Thank you.
instead you are sitting around doing other people's jobs. I'm sorry for the loss of your dog. I'm going to order him to pay the cremation costs. I'm going to order him to pay $500 for the value of your dog, and I'm going to order him to pay $500 for the injuries. I don't care how small they were injuries. And I really don't like his attitude about this. His dog kills your dog, and it's like, I'm going to call DCF on you if you go to court. No kidding. $1,257.16, verdict for the plaintiff.
Mr. Badgett, what do you think about that? You didn't come off very well in this case. I assume you know that.
It doesn't matter to me. The judge took her side from the beginning. So whatever.
Well, you look really bad. Your dog killed. Your dog killed their dog.
Hey, dogs. Hey, he has a mind of his own. He has a mind of his own. I have no control over that.
Well, you're the owner. You're the owner of the dog, so you're on the hook for it. You can't deny that.
I agree to pay, boss.
One of the things that you have to own it when you own a dog. You're responsible for it.
You're right. You're right.
All right, you got to pay her, like it or not. That's it. All right, Ms. Joseph, let me ask you how you feel about that. I know, you're not getting along with him, but the judge really found for you in every situation here. How you feel about it?
I feel great about it. I really feel great about it. I'm going to take my girls out, and we're going to get a new dog. We're going to get something for them, because that really hurt them to see their dog was in pain like that. I mean, it's not right.
All righty. Well, listen, congratulations to you. I'm glad you won the case. All right. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Good luck to you now. All right. Good luck with a new dog. Okay. Hope it works out well. All right. Harvey?
Okay, Doug, the reason the plaintiff got money for her granddaughter's injury, even though the dog didn't attack the granddaughter injured herself during the attack, and that's enough to get the money.
The question is, are either of you a collector of anything?
I'm not really a collector of any particular items. No, before you get started. But we kind of collect experiences more than stuff, I would say. I mean, because we like to, watch sunsets together. We like to go on hikes with family, kind of do things outdoors as much as we can, wouldn't you say?
That sounds
travel.
really sweet and romantic, except you have 5 pinball machines.
That is true.
I think you're trying to divert attention from the fact that you...
I knew you were going to go there.
Right, exactly. So you're trying to take me hiking and sunsets. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an addiction.
Yeah.
I do admit it.